I'm excited, surrounded by these beautiful artistic photographs at the 5th LagosPhoto Festival in Lagos. This is Arts Adventure, and my name is Bukola Oye.
This year, LagosPhoto partners with World Press Photo, the annual competition of photojournalism worldwide, as well as the Archive of Modern Conflict, an independent arts publisher based in the UK. They've all, worked with us to produce this year's festival. I would now like to introduce Mr. Ken Ojiafor. He is the Director of Sales at Etisalat to say a few words.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a platform for artists to exhibit their works. It is a platform for them to show what talent is all about. I want to encourage you to relax and enjoy your evening. The event is for us to show and experience what the work of art is all about. Just feel free, relax, and have fun. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Joseph Gergel. I would like to briefly speak about the thematic spectrum of the festival this year. This year, our theme is Staging Reality Documenting Fiction, which examines contemporary photographers working in Africa who negotiate the boundaries and relationships between photography, beliefs, and truths. The focus this year is on photography that incorporates conceptual and performative strategies, which moves outside of the photojournalistic tradition into a more expanded photographic practice. The artists in this exhibition adopt genres such as stage narratives, performance, appropriation, still life, and self-portraiture. Many use themselves as actors in front of the camera, and others enact theatrical productions to intentionally create photographic fictions. This year, we have 40 photographers included in the festival from 21 different countries.
Present at the opening are arts patrons, collectors, art enthusiasts, the exhibitors, and several other artists, both local and international. I got a chance to speak with Wunika Mukan, brand director at African Artists Foundation, and Joseph Gegel, curator and writer at African Artists Foundation, organizers of the LagosPhoto Festival. What does African Artists Foundation hope to achieve with this year's festival?
Well, so the African Artists Foundation, what we do is we promote Nigerian and African contemporary art here locally as well as internationally. So with the LagosPhoto Festival, our aim really is just to unite this world of photography here in Nigeria, and also to showcase what's going on in Africa, African stories by Africans, by other international photographers to the world. So this year is our 5th anniversary. Our theme is staging reality, documenting fiction. Yeah, as you can see from a lot of the images here, a lot of them are staged works, romantic works, fantasy, portraits. So this year we're just trying to get our general audience to open their mind and to see how Africans see themselves basically in different realities.
The photographers are working in many different processes. Performance is a big part of the process that photographers are working with this year. So a lot of times the artists themselves are the subject in front of the camera, and so they act out certain roles for the camera and play out certain stories. Other times the photographers work in collaboration with the local community around them, and so it's more of a give and take and a participatory way of photographing. One example is Christina Demidel's This Is What Hatred Did, and so she went into the local community of Makoko and worked with the inhabitants, and so they participated in coming up with the story and acting them out.
Staging reality, documenting fiction is a theme of this year's festival. There are over 100 photography works on display by 40 local and international artists, all exploring the complex social and political issues that define Africa in the 21st century. The images in their works show how reality is constructed and articulated using various forms like staged narratives, performance, appropriation, self-portraiture, and still life to push boundaries of the photographic medium. Right after, I spoke with some of the artists to talk about their works.
So where did the inspiration come from?
Well, the inspiration for this work called "This Is What Hatred Did" is well, it comes from a book written by Amos Tutuola in the 50s called "My Life in the Bush of Ghosts," and it's a story of a 5-year-old kid whose village is attacked by soldiers, and he just hides in the bush and is lost in the bush for 30 years, and he meets a lot of ghosts and spirits. So there's a lot of hatred happening, but a funny one in a way.
Okay, the work with the creepy insects, the spiders, and how did that come up?
Well, it's actually in the book. It's not that I am very fond of insects and bugs myself at all. But the book is like written from 5-year-old kids. So, you know, they like bugs and they like all these kind of things. So they focus quite a lot on these kind of things and ghosts and scary stuff. It's the kind of thing that 5-year-old kid people like.
Your mind is very, very creative and beautiful and at the same time scary. But anyways, thanks for your time. Enjoyed it.
Very much. Thank you very much.
All right. Hi, Cal.
Hello.
Hi, Rika. Hello. I want to ask you, what's the concept? What inspired the Medicine Man?
Well, the Medicine Man was, it's a portrait that was about my mum passing of cancer in 2012. So it was a very traumatic time for me. And within my photographic practice, what I try to do is use photography as a tool to kind of express emotions to a wider audience. Maybe certain people have gone through similar episodes in their life and things like that. So what went behind the work was basically, once my mum passed away, I decided to make the portrait.
I find it very fascinating with the capsule, the tablets, right on the neck of the man. Who actually did all of that on the neck piece?
Well, it was actually myself and Carl actually. We made it together, and it's basically made from all the medication that was left behind. So from obviously from the illness.
Nigerian punishments. Where did that come up from?
I started with my daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter that when she was 3 years old, I gave her as a birthday gift a cane. You know, those flexible canes that we had while growing up. And she was like, "Daddy, what is this?" And I said, "It's a cane that I'll use to discipline you when you do something bad." She said, "Wow, thank you, Daddy, I like it." So I thought it was interesting that a child would say he likes a cane, knowing that when I was growing up, a lot of the canes, I would hide them. So I decided, look, it would be nice to document a lot of the punishments we endured growing up for the next generation to see and know what we went through.
How many of them do you have there?
We have about 20 at least, but it's still an ongoing project because I realized there are still at least 40 more that we could add to it.
40?
Yeah, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised the different punishment that a lot of us went through in secondary school, especially those that went to boarding houses, you know, so quite interesting.
What's the inspiration behind your work, Material Cultures?
Material Culture is the Fulani Mud Hut story. It's basically about the nomadic tribe, the Fulani tribe from northern Nigeria. And I've captured the way they live. And Material Culture is the connection between how they and their lives connect with the objects that they use.
Does that mean you think that our culture in Nigeria is fast disappearing?
Well, I think globalization and growth is something that is inevitable. It happens with every culture around the world. Everybody's getting to become alike. And I feel we should still retain certain things, even if we cannot through our day-to-day lives. At least let's have the history behind it.
What do you think of photography as art? After seeing all the pictures from the festival, for me, I think it's time Africa place more value on photography as much as we do on paintings and sculptures. This is why I say goodbye for now. My name is Bukola Oye.